Ducks No Sports. This week is my second installment of my NFL previews. Today I preview the AFC North. AFC North, obviously one of the best divisions in football, probably top to bottom, the most competitive division for my money in the NFL going right now. But we'll start at the top. Start with the Baltimore Ravens. Biggest question going to camp: can Joe Flacco go from being a good quarterback to an elite quarterback? You know, ever since he was drafted, Joe Flacco's been a very good quarterback. He's won a few games along the way, but he's never really taken the next step. He's never had the ability to put his team on his back and win big games. You know, Joe Flacco's won a lot of games, obviously, no doubt, in this league, but I think a lot has to go to with guys on their, with having that great defense with Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. And I like Joe Flacco. I really like his arm strength. He's a very good quarterback, but I think Joe Flacco can take the next step, and I think of the Baltimore Ravens, which their goal should be to win the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl this year, it will be because of Joe Flacco being the MVP. And I really believe in Joe Flacco, and I think he can take his next step. But it's not all Joe Flacco on offense because they just re-upped the guy they need to re-up and pay the guy who they need to pay. I'm, of course, talking about Ray Rice. Good. You know, just giving his... that's exactly what the team has to do. You know, he's your horse. He's your guy who is going to help you win that Super Bowl this year, because I believe the Baltimore Ravens are a Super Bowl are a Super Bowl contending team, and I just believe that the Baltimore Ravens with Ray Rice are going to be a very good team this year. And another question you got to go into camp has to be, can that D still be dominant as it was? You know, Terrell Suggs looks he's out for the year. He's saying he's back in October. We'll see, but that's a big blow. I don't know who you're going to replace him, but the Baltimore Ravens always seem to find someone to create pressure, because that's what that defense, that's what that great defense is all about, just creating pressure off the edge, getting the QB's face, and we're forcing havoc. That's what Baltimore has done so good ever since they drafted a guy in 96, 26 overall. Oh yeah, his name was Ray Lewis, future Hall of Famer, the greatest middle linebacker to ever play. But that being said, though, the Baltimore has the offense. They've had the defense. Has for the last couple years. But is this the year they can put it all together, make a Super Bowl run? I think they can. And I really like the Baltimore Ravens this year. And I truly believe the Baltimore Ravens can get to the Super Bowl. Okay, next team on the slate, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Of course, the question going in, which is always the question: Can the old dogs, the old men, still get it done? I mean, this team isn't getting younger. I mean, Palomalo is a great player. Woodley's a great player. You know, so on and so forth. But they're not getting younger on defense. And are they still dominant defense? They're a pretty good defense. They're not as good as they were in 2009. They had one of the greatest defenses I've ever seen. I mean, that was from top to bottom probably one of the best defenses we've seen in years. But, you know, there's just something about the Pittsburgh Steelers I just don't like this year. I don't know what it is. There's just something about the Pittsburgh Steelers I just don't like this year. I mean, Big Ben, to me, is an underrated QB. I think he's a top 5 QB in the league, no doubt. But, you know, they have Mike Wallace. Yes, they have Brown. They have a lot of good receivers. They have no running back. They have no running game whatsoever. This defense is still gets it done, but I just remember last year in that playoff game where Tim Tebow just shred them. And if Tim Tebow's going to shred you, you're not a good defense in the league. And I just believe the Pittsburgh Steelers time has come and gone. And I just don't think they are that. Are they as the elite team going every year? Think they're going to be that great team every year? No, I don't think they're that team. And I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are in for a rough year. And I say the Pittsburgh Steelers may even miss the playoffs. I do not like the Pittsburgh Steelers going into this year. Our next team, a team I fell in love with last year. A team a team I love going forward. And a team, I'll just get to it right now because I have a man crush, obviously, on the Cincinnati Bengals. Biggest question going into the season: can the Bengals get back to the playoff, go back-to-back playoffs. You know, last year their rookie sensation Andy Dalton, who just won game after game after game after game, who I believe should have been the rookie of the year. No offense to Cameron, I thought Andy Dalton's year was way more impressive, but we'll talk about that later. But Andy Dalton is slowly turning into one of my favorite quarterbacks. You know, a guy who just gets it done. You know, say what you want. Oh, you know, he doesn't put up 300 plus games. Or he doesn't blah 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 blah. Shut up. It doesn't matter. Andy Dalton's just a winner. He was a winner in college, and he'll continue to be a winner with the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be with Andy Dalton. There is that foundation. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be a contender year after year after year after year. And I believe the Bengals going back to the playoffs. I really like this Bengal team. I mean, a defense that just gets after you, and a very underrated defense. I mean, everybody talks about the Baltimore Ravens defense or the Texas defense or, whoever. Great defense. Nobody talks about the Cincinnati Bengals. But they're always up there. They're always in the top 5 of every category. And they are a very good defense. And I really like Cincinnati this year. And I really believe the Cincinnati Bengals are a good team. I think with Andy Dalton, who is going to be an elite QB one day. I think he's going to win. I think he's winning a few rings. And I believe the Cincinnati Bengals are in good shape. I think the Cincinnati Bengals go back-to-back playoff appearances. And I believe the Cincinnati Bengals win about 10 plus games, and I believe the Cincinnati Bengals go back to the playoffs. And our final team, is where it's not so good. No, we're done talking about the Bengals. Now we got to talk about the Cleveland Browns. Who, biggest question going to the Brown season, which it is every year. Who is the QB? Right now it's McCoy and Brandon Weeden. They're what was he, 29-year-old rookie they drafted in the first round. We'll go back to the draft, but, give him Brandon Weeden. Like, come on. You're going to build around a 29-year-old? Like, come on. Is Brandon Weeden ready to play right now? No. It's going to take him a few years. So the time he gets there, he's going to be, 31 and be done. I don't know. I thought it was a mistake to sign the draft Brandon Weeden. And Colt McCoy, everybody rips on Colt McCoy. I actually like Colt McCoy. I think he's a very good QB. I think, with you put him in the right spot, I really believe Colt McCoy could be a good quarterback. Is he going to be like Tom Brady and put up ridiculous passing numbers? No. But if you put him on a good team where he just has to, just hand the ball off and just make enough plays to win, will Colt McCoy get it done? I think he will. I think he did that in college, and he can do it now. Like, everybody rips on Colt McCoy. I actually like Colt McCoy. But this Cleveland Brown team, I mean, also the Cleveland Brown, this team is a very young team with a lot of upcoming stars. Especially like Joe Hayden, the corner they have, of course, before the draft a couple years ago. I really like him. He's a very underrated corner. Doesn't get the same play as guys up there just because he's on, just because he's on the Browns. Nobody watches Browns games. And that's what it is. And I think, and if maybe 2-3 years, this team will be a very good team and compete with teams like the Ravens and the Bengals and the Steelers for North titles. But I just think they're just too young, and I just think they got to take their lumps again. I just believe Cleveland's moving in a good direction, but they're just quite not there yet. I believe the Cleveland Browns are in. I think they're going to be a very competitive team, but lose a lot of tight ball games. But that's a good thing because Cleveland Browns have been nothing but that the last few years. So I think Cleveland Browns are moving in the right direction, be good in years going forward, but just not in 2012. All right, that's my preview of the AFC North, and your winner of the division is, of course, I probably gave away my video, but I think it'll be close between them and the Bengals, but I believe the Baltimore Ravens win the North again and have a real run at the Super Bowl. All right, that's it for the AFC North, but my next preview will be the AFC South. Not a competitive division at all. Probably a one team, but hey, who knows? In the NFL, you never really know. Till next time, I'm your Ducks saying, I'm Ducks, and I know sports, kind of.